Okay, so you've probably heard this verse before. Job 19:25. For I know that my Redeemer lives. But let's talk about what that actually means because there's so much depth to it. In Hebrew, Redeemer is actually a name of God, Jehovah Goel. And Goel, back in that time, was a title for someone who stepped in and took responsibility for their family, what they would call their near kin. So back in the day, a Goel had a few key jobs and responsibilities. One was that they would buy back land a family member lost due to debt. They would also free a relative who had to sell themselves into slavery because of poverty. They would also have to avenge the blood of a murdered loved one, what they would call a life for a life. Now, here's where it gets really good. I love the Bible because this is exactly what God does for us. We're his near kin. We are made in his image with his DNA, and he is our Jehovah Goel. So, what about buying back land lost? He doesn't just redeem what was lost, he restores our authority. In Joshua 1:3, it says, God tells Joshua, I will give you every place where you set your foot, as I promised Moses. And now, as believers, we get to walk in that same authority through Jesus. He doesn't just buy us back, he gives us dominion. Wherever we step in faith, we carry his presence, his power, and his promise. And what about the next one where it's freeing the slave? Well, do you remember that's exactly what Jesus did for us? When we were spiritually bankrupt, completely hopeless, and trapped in sin, he paid the price to set us free. The Bible says in Romans 6:23 that the wages of sin is death, and that was the cost. And we had no way to pay that back. But our Goel, our Jehovah Goel, stepped in. Jesus freed us from the debt of sin, from the slavery of shame, from the hopelessness we were stuck in, and even the last one, the life for a life, right? That's what the Goel does. Well, that's what Jesus did on the cross for us. Sin brought death, and justice required blood. But instead of leaving us to pay that price, Jesus, our Goel, took our place. He gave his life so that we could live. So when Job says, I know that my Redeemer lives, it's not just a feel good statement, it's a declaration that our Goel, our Jesus, is alive. He already paid the price. He's already won. And that means no matter how lost, broken, or bound we feel, redemption is ours. And it's not just redemption, authority, but as believers, we don't have to walk in fear. We walk in victory. We walk knowing that everywhere we set our foot, we carry the power of the one who lives inside of us because our Redeemer lives. And that changes everything.